there is a process we all go through that is the process or journey of our health. And we all need the dignity of that journey. And so like shaming someone for being plant-based or shaming someone for being carnivore, either extreme is like, I don't know if that really helps, because whatever that person's doing, they need to go through to then get to the other side. We need contrast. Like I wouldn't have known that all that soy didn't work for me unless I'd gone down that path. And I wouldn't have known that all that chicken didn't work for me until I went down that path. You know what I mean? And so as I've gotten older, and even now that I really, like, I would say that I definitely push whole animal, but I wouldn't tell you like you need to eat whole animal. I would just say, look, in my experience, whole animal is the most nutritious way to eat. But whatever you're doing is your choice. But if you talk to like an anthropologist, like Dr. Bill Schindler, he wrote Eat Like a Human, and he'll tell you, he'll be like, well, humans, we were originally foragers, then we were scavengers. And when we were scavengers, we did get some muscle meat, but it wasn't until we were predators and we got three things that really changed evolved us. And those three things were blood, fat, and organs. And those three things evolved us into the people we are now. And it enabled us to not only have language, it enabled us to have more tools. We got fire around that time. Like it's closest to the body we have now. So that tells me, oh, okay, well, that probably means we need animal products. But that still doesn't mean, like, what got us here is animal products, but you still need to have the dignity of whatever your journey is with food. And so I just rarely tell people this is how you're supposed to be, but I do try to say, like, I have some nieces that are, one of them's vegetarian, and all I told her is like, I was like, look, all I ask is, have the journey, whatever you're doing and why you think it's right, go for it. But all I ask is that when it stops working for you, please reach out, because you potentially are doing harm to your body. Your body's not going to create as much hydrochloric acid when you're not eating animal products. And so when you go to eat animal products, what happens a lot for people that are going from plant-based to eating.
Can you explain hydrochloric acid and like what that is real quick?
I mean, a little bit. I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't want to pretend.
Sure.
But I've just been in the industry long enough. But it's something our bodies naturally create that helps us break down food, particularly animal protein. And it happens in our stomach. And it's something your body naturally will do. But if you stop eating animal meat, and or you're in a stressful life, like, so lots of modern living reduce the amount of hydrochloric acid our body will make, and not eating meat will reduce the amount. So what happens, and this is not just around food, but you see it all the time, is people use their current situations to justify why whatever it is they're doing works or doesn't work, right? We're looking for clues as to what path we should go on. And we're constantly looking outside of ourselves when I actually believe we should be looking inside ourselves. But so what happens a lot is people go plant-based, and they do that long enough where now their body's not creating hydrochloric acid. And then when they go to, let's just say, eat that steak or something, and it's usually beef that they have trouble, they get like digestive distress, or they have issues with the digestion, and they then use that as like a reason of why this is why I shouldn't eat beef. See, it doesn't work for my body. It's like, well, no, it doesn't work for your body right now because the diet you were on kind of made your body less optimal.
Right.
So now your body's not working as it should be. So you need support. And so that's all I try to tell me. I'm like, look, just don't accept your conditions. Like, when you are ready to change, give it a moment and ask for help. Like, don't self-diagnose. Reach out to people that know what they're doing, and support that change. And I don't even know how I got off on plant-based versus carnivore, but I think ultimately, what I'm sharing is that I went down quite the path in my 20 years in the health field, and even before that, just getting to it. And honestly, if anything, I've noticed in my time, everyone, I have not met a single person yet, everyone that is in this field of around any kind of health practitioner, anything like that, they're there for a reason. They're there because either they got sick or someone they loved got sick. And you can even like then do a jump from there, and it gets even more interesting because then it becomes like, well, okay, so let's say you've been in the field, and I've worked with a lot of practitioners, and I'm married to one, and it's like, and what you then learn is that, and you could talk to literally any practitioner, and then like, okay, so how do you elicit change in people? How do you get people to change their health habits? And most people will admit that you can't. They have to do it. And there's two reasons that will get someone to change. They get sick, or someone they love gets sick. So it's exact same parameters. And that's a problem, because you don't want to wait till you get sick, right? Because some people get really sick, and there's sometimes there's no going back, right? And so I really like more and more, even with my product with Pluck and just how I talk about stuff, it's like I'm really more and more just trying to get people to look for smoke. Like kind of similar to how I was talking about food. Like first of all, you got to recognize that food is going to affect your health to then get to the next layer of that onion, right? And then the next thing you got to kind of realize is like, okay, now that you're aware that what you put in your mouth affects your health, now what signs are you looking for in your health to show you that whatever you're eating or doing is not working? And there's lots, right? I mean, it could be skin rashes. It could be red lines in your eyes. It could be dark lines under your eyes. It could be aches and pains in your body. It could be bloat. There's so many things, but there has to be first before we even, like, it's almost like we have to make sure that people understand what those are so they can start looking for them. And then we got to get people to actually recognize, like, take ownership of like looking in the mirror and feeling, how do I feel today when I wake up? Like, how does it feel? Do I have energy, or am I groggy? And start, okay, I just ate breakfast. How did that make me feel? Do I feel now more tired? Okay, that's a sign that the food you're eating is not working. You just probably had a blood sugar spike and now you're dropping. There's something off. But we gotta that's the smoke, and we gotta help people see the smoke so that they don't wait for the fire.